नमस्ते बिटिया। हमेशा खुश रहो बिटिया। आज हम डिजिटल लेक्चर्स की सीरीज में एक अन्य लेक्चर डिस्कस करने जा रहे हैं जो कि हमारे केस चेकिंग पे ही आधारित है। जैसा कि आप जानते हैं कि हम केस चेकिंग में अब तक पार्ट 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 पार्ट डिस्कस कर चुके हैं जो कि रिपर्टरी बेसिक के अंदर आता है, और आज हम पार्ट 8 डिस्कस करेंगे। लेकिन ये लेक्चर शुरू करने से पहले आई मस्ट tell you that we should be proud that we are part of this university, which is the best university in India, especially in the women field, that is Women's University. I welcome you all in this repertory class on the digital version 2.0 as per schedule provided by the university, having the best homeopathic college in Jaipur. Hope the lecture will satisfy your quest for knowledge. Please listen carefully and drop your queries in the comment box, which I will answer in the problem solving session. So let's go ahead. We will start this lecture with aphorism 5 of Organon, in which Hahnemann states that useful to the physician in assisting him to cure is the ascertainable physical constitution of the patient, especially when it is a chronic case, and the moral intellectual character, his occupation, mode of living and habits, his social domestic relations, his age, his sexual functions. They are all to be taken into consideration while taking a case. So we have already discussed Hahnemann's view in detail. Just for a recap, I have given here the section 5 of Organon. Now, in today's lecture, we have to discuss about Bonnie-Husson's placement of mentals. And according to Dr. Bhanu Desai, how Bonnie-Husson considered the mental symptoms, we are going to discuss. Bonnie-Husson repertory was not elaborate in mental symptoms. It is not due to the neglect of Dr. Bonnie-Husson or he assumed mental symptoms of a lesser importance, but rather because the mental emotional symptoms were not readily dissectable according to Bonnie-Husson's schema of symptom dimensionality. तो हैनीमैन ने सिर्फ इसलिए बोनिगसन ने हैनीमैन के जो मैथमेटिका प्योरा में से जब सिम्टम्स लेने शुरू किए रिपर्टरी कंस्ट्रक्शन में, तो मेंटल्स को सिर्फ इसीलिए नहीं छोड़ दिया था कि उसको लेस इंपॉर्टेंट माना। जी बिल्कुल नहीं। फिलॉसफी में आप देखेंगे उन्होंने इसको टॉप पे रखा है, क्विज, यानी कि peculiarities इन द नेचर ऑफ द पेशेंट, टॉप पे रखा है उसको। लेकिन क्यों छोड़ा? क्योंकि जिस प्रकार से वो उसको डिवाइड करके अपने रिपर्टरी में शामिल करना चाहते थे, वो करना पॉसिबल नहीं हो पा रहा था मेंटल symptoms को। Yet Hahnemann and his colleagues had very early on recognized the central importance of the mental emotional state of the patient in determining the curative remedy. So this was how Dr. Bonnie-Husson has given value to mental symptoms. Just because he didn't include in the repertory these mental symptoms, just because they were not readily dissectable according to his scheme of symptom dimensionality. You must understand this. Now, Kant's view on the dimensions of mental symptoms. Dr. James Tyler Kant offered an alternate approach to the organization of symptoms in a case, bringing in mental emotional symptoms in the earliest stages of the analysis. This is largely based on Swedenborgian cosmology, according to which mind was seen to occupy a higher position than the physical body in the hierarchy, extending from dynamic, that is cosmic plane, to its ultimation, that is in physical disease. So according to Swedenborgian cosmology, We are constantly under positive and negative influences from the spiritual realm. All living organisms have an instinctual mind, which is the organ of natural behavior by means of which that organism survive. One is unable to explain it through observation and experimentation, and therefore we call it instinct, which provides individual its peculiar behavior. तो इंस्टिंक्चुअल माइंड से ही हमारा नेचर, हमारा विल ड्राइव होता है. From the spiritual world, this instinctual mind interacts. The information from spiritual world comes into this instinctual mind. In how to use the repertory, Dr. Kent adds, I next, after aggravation and aberration of the general state, consider carefully all the longings of the patient, whether mental or physical, all desire, aversions, antipathy, fear, dreads. Next, I look for all intellectual perversions, method of reasoning, memory, and the causes of mental disturbance, etc. So this is how Kant used to consider the mental symptoms. So at the end of the lecture, you must be able to understand what value Dr. Hahnemann has given to mental symptoms in the case history of the patient, what value Dr. Boningason has given, and how Dr. Kant used to dissect mental symptoms as per his uh, schema of case taking. So you must understand that Kant was influenced by Swedenborgian cosmology, according to which everything which is happening in your body has origination in the cosmic plane and ultimation in physical disease. So at the end of the lecture, I would like to give you an assignment which consists of a subjective question. It is as follows. The question is, what are essentials of case taking for eliciting symptoms of mind? According to Kent and Boningason. The question is, what are essentials of case taking for eliciting symptoms of mind? According to Kent and Boningason. So you have to answer this and revert back your answers to us. So we are ending this lecture here. See you in the next lecture. Take care of your health. Until then, goodbye.